Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and Iron here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, and Rovi, and today we're going to talk about BRC30, not 20.
Yeah,
that's a new one, Iron Man.
Well, it seems like there's a new one every day, literally.
Well, they're getting crazy with the names, and but not only that, not only are we talking about BRC30, but the origin of BRC30 is coming from OKX.
Yeah, if you don't know who OKX is, fourth largest exchange on the planet, right behind Binance, Coinbase, and Bybit. Which I never thought I would see Bybit that far up, but remember back in the day, they're just like in everybody's description, like YouTube channel.
Oh, that's right.
Remember? It's everyone was shilling Bybit referral links.
Yeah.
Fucking worked swimmingly, dude.
Yeah, it
what
did.
a strategy. But anyways, so coming in at number 4 is OKX.
Did you know that we're more than just a YouTube channel? We also built MetaZone, the first app store for the metaverse. Buy, sell, and explore a new class of digital assets like our flagship game Rovi.ai. Support us by collecting your digital assets through MetaZone at metazone.io. Like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated. All right, back to the video.
And so, why is that relevant? Because obviously it's a centralized exchange proposing a protocol, which in most cases, protocols are usually some sort of decentralized system that's open source, right?
So where is OKX located on the global geography?
Do you know?
Well, isn't it like Chinese based?
I mean the two prominent languages on their platform is Chinese and English, so I would assume a large portion of their customers are Chinese,
Okay, yeah, because we were talking about how China is now starting to support cryptocurrencies, and they're bringing up regulation, and there's a lot of speculation that China's going to surpass the United States for the U.S.'s lack of regulatory guidelines for everybody.
Yeah, there's been a big pivot, I guess, out of that, like the sentiment from, I guess, like the Far East, like to say. I guess over the years, people, or I guess China themselves, they would do a lot of things to make it, the public interpret that they had wanted nothing to do with Web3 and crypto.
Right.
They saw it as like, I don't know, maybe something potentially dangerous towards their like grip on like their people. But big pivot. And we talked about it in the past, and I think Beijing released like this whole white paper as far as like the basically proclaiming the inevitability of Web3 and like being a deeply ingrained part of the future of the development of the internet. Yeah. So in context of that understanding, we better not fucking miss out. Whatever it is they believe, let's just continue down that pathway.
Yeah, because they hold a lot of liquidity.
Yeah.
And so them supporting cryptocurrencies and all that, I mean, that's going to bring a ton of potential degen activity.
Correct. And today is June 1st. I'm not sure when this video will be posted, maybe June 2nd. But June 1st is like supposed to be the day where now a lot of, I think, business entrepreneurs, whatever, in Hong Kong are now able to get official government-backed licenses to operate these like crypto entities, right?
Okay.
So this is good. This is something that, the United States companies are kind of like looking for the regulators to establish, like some sort of process to have definitive operations around crypto and not have to worry about the SEC up their ass all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So now that we established that OKX is getting support from essentially like the regulatory push of China, now OKX is proposing this BRC30 standard. So we're going to talk about what exactly this is.
Before we get too far, Google says that OKX is headquarters out of South Africa.
Oh,
interesting.
That is interesting. South Africa? Well, there's probably a reason for that, but
yeah, like from a legal perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's interesting. South Africa.
But there's an article here that talks about their expansion strategies more towards there you go. Hong Kong.
Yeah, so it says OKX recently revealed plans to expand its services to Hong Kong to provide users with spot trading options. The move demonstrates the company's ongoing efforts to enhance its reach and cater to a broader audience.
Yeah, so all this is doing is making the connection that, there's a lot of speculation that, the Asian markets are going to become much more lively and bigger contributors to overall the liquidity in the Web3 space. And because if you go back to 2017, that was largely like how it was going down. Most of the capital coming into the markets was coming from the Chinese and the,
Yeah, that's right.
Hong Kong, Korea, whatever. Like it was like 80% that.
Yeah.
Right. So that could happen again. Now we got the government kind of like pushing this as opposed to, those people who are participating. They didn't have that clarity from their own governing bodies, and there was risks associated. But now it's like fucking free reign, dude. Let's go.
You think that's the reason why Bitcoin didn't reach 100K this last cycle?
Possible. Not enough capital from the East.
Yeah.
It's very possible. So this is a very bullish thesis right now with China and the eastern pockets of the world.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a lot of people here, a lot of money, a lot of liquidity.
Yeah.
Like this could be exactly what this space needs to get Bitcoin, past that 6-figure territory.
Okay. All right. That's exciting.
And then plus all this BRC stuff and all these ordinals, there's just so much contributing.
On Bitcoin too.
Exactly.
All right. So let's talk about what BRC30 is. So it's essentially an extended version of BRC20. And what it does is it focuses on depositing, minting, and withdrawing from a staking protocol.
Okay.
So all of a sudden with your BRC20s, you can deposit them into a BRC30 staking protocol.
Yeah.
You can withdraw at will, but essentially you're going to be mining new BRC30 tokens by staking your BRC20.
Correct. So if you're familiar with anything at all that's happened in Ethereum, this basically sounds like the beginning ingredient to like some sort of DeFi-esque, functionality, right? Or like a yield farming mechanism.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much what OKX is trying to bring about, because you don't want like a community of people like just owning these assets and then just like sitting around.
Yeah.
You want to put them to work.
Yeah.
You want it to generate even more value. That's what DeFi does.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can stake your ERC20 tokens into a wide variety of different protocols.
Yeah, we saw this. We saw this on Ethereum with food coins, right? And 10,000% yields.
Yeah,
you stake and you get 10,000% yields of some food coin token.
Exactly.
All right, so
that was a mania. It really was.
Yeah.
So
it was such a mania that it was. It looked so scammy at first, but then it was leveraged by DeFi, like actual DeFi projects out there. Like actual staking and yielding, like that was like a functional, important component to.
Well, it's a very important way of getting liquidity contribution from your community, right? Because liquidity, you need that to back up your token, so it just doesn't like dump to like nothingness.
That's right.
You need a constant, pool that's available to the public.
Yeah.
So the act of staking and locking up these assets, and they're being rewarded with that, with like a native token to whatever the protocol is that needs this liquidity support. That's a very viable mechanism. That's real utility there.
Yeah, and you're locking up the tokens, and then you're giving people without tokens an incentive to purchase, lock it up, and you have like a supportive ecosystem.
Correct. But if you remember back into those days, again, let's do like the decentralized versus centralized thing here, because I mean, from the looks of it, when you go down.
Yeah, let's
like the actual diagram here. This little bucket here at the bottom that says server on it. It immediately made me think, like, hold on, like this, you call it in a protocol, but this definitely feels more like a service.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so specifically the service says performs a comprehensive interpretation of the BRC20 and BRC30 proposal, providing an open source interface for profit calculation. So the staking profits for any user are consistently computed using both the backend and open source tools, ensuring uniformity across all calculations.
Yeah. So, I mean, having said that, this is obviously something that can be leveraged, very valuable. Like you can see dAPP developers come in and want to do this and provide, again, a new tertiary layer of value creation for BRC20s.
And I'm pretty sure that's what these open source tools allow developers to do.
Yeah.
Is to spin up their own service.
Yeah, and therefore like their own BRC30 token. So there could be like a whole, if this works out and it gets adopted, right now it's just a proposal stage. So
yeah,
unfortunately there's nothing to really like dip your toes into yet as far as like a BRC30 thing.
Yeah.
But the reason why we're making this video is because it's interesting. And like this is actually needed.
Yeah, I mean, what we're anticipating here is that projects that are spinning up BRC20 tokens for a purpose could leverage BRC30 tokens to stake the BRC20s and have some additional functionalities.
Basically, yeah. And so, like, the people, like, you have the ability to stake and unstake. So you never like lose the value of your BRC20, which of course the innate value of a BRC20 is its inscription onto a Satoshi unit.
Yeah.
On like directly on Bitcoin. So all this is doing is giving, owners of these assets the opportunity to, just bring in some other tertiary value that can be leveraged in different ways, right? Different mechanics. Similar to DeFi.
Yeah, and we've seen this on Ethereum. So if we deem value on Ethereum and that functionality is now coming to Bitcoin and Ordinals and BRC20s and all that, then we could see whatever happened on Ethereum start happening here with BRC30s.
Now let's speculate a little bit more. Hold on, don't leave this bucket yet.
Okay.
Let's think of the server, like between me and you, real quick. What could this server be like converted into to actually like eliminate all these
Yeah, it's a service provided by an ecosystem of participants.
Right? In other words, like a blockchain.
Yes.
You could spin up like a whole network of nodes to support this accounting, right? That's what blockchains do. It's just like a network of people working together to validate the accounting.
See, but the thing is, this server is doing computation, right? Usually on Ethereum, the smart contracts, and the Ethereum virtual network is able to do computation. And so it can do like split transactions, it can do percentages, it can do all that stuff, right? So you still need some sort of computational layer to provide this server functionality. And so I think that you could split this up into a decentralized network where a bunch of participants of the community are hosting the service.
Yeah. So that's kind of what
or you use like a second layer smart contract layer for Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what
stacks or whatever.
I mean, in this day and age, it's not really difficult to like just pump out your own chain anymore. Like, there's so many things you could fork, like Optimism and Polygon Supernets and stuff like that, which a lot of these people are already doing.
Yeah,
they're just spinning up their own, specific purpose chains, app specific chains, right?
Yeah.
So all I'm doing is just trying to allude to a potential speculative vehicle here because OKX does have a token called the OKB token.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at that.
Yeah, which is, as of right now, it's your typical exchange token, right?
Yeah.
Binance has a token, but back in its beginner days, the only thing that token was good for was reduce fees.
Yeah, by 50%.
Trading fees. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as Binance, got a little more ambitious, they decided, you know what? It's like we need to create
our own chain.
Yeah, and we need to launch our own ecosystem for dAPP developers.
And it was very successful just because they touched so many people.
I totally agree. Where is BNB right now? Like,
it's number 4.
How much is it valued? Let's see.
BNB is valued at 48 billion.
That's a fucking beast, dude.
Yeah, let's take a look at what its peak was. 600 billion.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you sure? That's $600, dude.
Wait, hold on. There you go.
Let's say I think I'm higher than Bitcoin's ever gotten. Or no, Bitcoin's been $1 trillion. But yeah.
So no, that was 100 billion.
That's fucking magnificent, dude. Oh my god, I remember owning that stuff like way back when it was worth nothing.
No, dude. I know. I remember seeing it for like $7 or cheaper than that.
I think I got it for like $7. 50 cents or something, dude. Yeah, I definitely did.
Yeah,
we're talking 2017. Like I literally like when the first Binance first came about. 50-cent BNB token. Oh, oof.
Yeah, I remember seeing it at $7. I was like, man, it's gone.
Yeah. I really wish we had a podcast back then. That would have been a really fun time.
Yeah.
To like make videos and content, like speculate on this like super shady, obscure Chinese exchange that hit the market.
Yeah. Like which was extremely useful.
Yeah.
The best user interface.
It did have a good user interface. But again, as far as like the utility of the token back then, it was like nothing compared to what it is now.
Yeah, 100%.
Now it supports a whole, like I said, dAPP ecosystem.
Yeah.
So all we're doing is maybe OKX. It seems like they're doing something. They have a much grander vision than just being an exchange.
Yeah,
obviously, they're out there proposing standards.
Right.
So I mean, let's take a look at of that token in comparison.
Okay, so let's go back to OKB, and all right, let's look at the market cap. And so there's something weird that happens here.
Yeah.
Right. So. Actually, let's take a look at the price first. It's at all-time highs right now, the price.
Basically, and that if you know anything about technical analysis, which I mean, we're not like a TA channel here.
Yeah.
But like literally, if you're a meme line believer, this is like one of the more bullish looking patterns you could see. You know?
Yeah, ascending flag.
If you are a TA bro,
Yeah.
let us know in the comments like if you agree. You're like, no, dude, this is about the dumpening.
Yeah.
It's a dumpening pattern.
All right, so let's take a look at the market cap. So as you can see here, it dumps, but what happens is, according to CoinGecko, it says the circulating supply of OKB is updated upon confirmation from OKX team that they actively traded OKB on market and exchanges for the past 6 months, around 60 million tokens. So the circulating supply is around 60 million. So before this, they thought the circulating supply was a lot less than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why you have this discrepancy. But most important thing here...
Wait, a lot less or a lot more? A lot more, right? Because...
No, a lot less.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
Because now there's a lot more, and therefore the price is down.
Well, if there's a lot more circulating, wouldn't that multiply the by the price? So then the market cap would go up, wouldn't it? If there's more in circulation,
right.
Yeah. So they thought there was a lot more in the market
than
what there actually is.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So now, so the right chart to look at for now is the price. So it's at all-time highs.
Yeah, and then now, okay, so we just painted a picture of, I don't know, future scenarios of like, okay, they're already doing some stuff with this proposal. And there is a need for this, and there's different interpretations of how are we possibly going to bring DeFi to Bitcoin. Like we covered Oshi, trustless computers doing their thing by implementing, Solidity smart contract functionality, even that eventually produces like a Bitcoin appendable data. Stacks.
Yeah.
This is, again, so this is going to be, I think, a reoccurring theme. Obviously, all this eventually is going to happen on Bitcoin, but we don't know
how and which way is standard.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it goes back to what we were looking at during the second layer wars on Ethereum.
Yeah.
It was XDAI, it was Matic, and I think there's a few other ones.
Same thing, right? Same thing. It's like, it has to exist. It's going to come at some point.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just going to sit around like amongst ourselves for the next 10 years to figure out like sharding.
Yeah.
Ethereum sharding to come in.
Yeah.
And hope that saves our scaling issues. But again, at that time, it was equally as like convoluted and misunderstood, like who's going to win out, right?
Yeah. So we're talking about just like the base layer assets, like tokens, BRC20s, right? And then after that is going to be, how do you swap these tokens?
Yeah, how do you bring functions to them without smart contracts?
Yeah.
Or some new things.
Second layer
we need
smart
a new
contracts.
Vitalik, basically.
Yeah.
We need somebody to come in, a Gavin Wood.
Because I remember, the reason why I bring this up is because I'm thinking about Matic at the time, and when it won, then that's when QuickSwap mattered.
Yeah.
And QuickSwap did 1,000x, like pretty much instantaneously when we found it.
Pretty much.
It went from $1 to $1,000 in like a month.
Yeah. Maybe even like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah,
It was insane. But that's the potential. This is why you got to stay plugged into all this, because obviously this is going to happen overnight or like even like in the next probably few months.
Yeah.
This stuff's going to take time for it to be built, adopted, and then utilized, and then the value is going to rush in after the fact, right? But that's the point. I mean, we're in a bear market. We still have another year roughly until the next halvening.
Yeah.
But man, like that's the perfect chunk of time to like figure all this stuff out.
Yeah,
because by then, dude, we're talking fucking craziness.
1,000x entertainment value.
That's right. Can't wait to see those entertaining lines, dude. So entertaining. Little squigglies.
Yeah. I think that's it. So we covered BRC20s going into BRC30s.
Yeah.
And the functionality is going to be very important. We don't know which of the protocols is going to be winning out, but OKX is putting up their own proposal for functionality on Bitcoin. And then we got China supporting this whole ecosystem of like cryptocurrency in general, not specifically BRC20s or anything like that, but
they're just re-entering the game, like,
which means more liquidity.
That's right. And they play like an intro theme song for the Chinese if we had one, dude, because they're literally just going to come in and just smoke the whole space, I think.
Yeah.
I think because the United States definitely is not. I mean, our president is literally falling over as we speak.
Yep.
Tumbling on the floor as China comes in like fucking man strutting. It's like, dude, we got this. Yeah.
That's kind of sad, dude.
Do with that whatever you want. That's just where we are. That's our reality.
All right, guys. That was BRC30. If you discover something that you want us to talk about, let us know in the comment section below. Follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner, at MetaZone.io, and at Rovi AI, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.